Hello, hello, hello everyone! Welcome back to the Maker's Gonna Learn YouTube channel. I am so excited. Cricut pens is something I think is so valuable and something that can really elevate your experience of Cricut. But it's something we don't do near enough here.
No.
Not near enough. So today's training is a beginner training for, honestly, Lauren, I feel like if we did a poll right now with as many people as we have right here, right now, let's go ahead, drop an emoji if you have never used a pen in your Cricut, because today that has to change, because you're not going to believe at how affordable today's project is and how you can use literally whatever you have laying around to make something amazing with your pens today. So we're super excited. Here in a moment, we're also going to announce our winners of yesterday's 2 giveaways, which is super exciting. And if you're like, Tanner, I need to see what we're actually going to make today, this is what we're actually going to make. So that's the best part about this project. So guys, let's talk about the cost of this project, because sometimes projects get expensive. Today's project cost is reuse some type of ribbon, or we're using like cotton cording, like kind of like shoelaces. We used a 1 paint stir stick. We cut it in half and we're gonna stain it together, which is beautiful. And then we have a piece of just leftover canvas. Like, this is literally a scrap piece.
Yeah.
So you all are gonna be so proud of how economical we've made it. And here's what I wanna challenge you. If you say, Tanner, I don't have this color fabric, don't worry about it. Tanner, I don't have, this type of paint star stick, don't worry about it. Use what you have. I've seen people take pieces of wood and cut the fabric like we did today and just attach it onto the wood. That's a great look. You can do things however you want.
I mean, you can even do a colored fabric and then do your drawing in black ink.
Yes. So the possibilities are truly endless. I see a lot of people in the comments already saying, Tanner, thank you for this. I know you're going to enjoy it. I seriously know you're going to enjoy it. And for our friends today that were with us yesterday or that have followed the channel and are not sure how our artwork works with Cricut Design Space, today we're also accomplishing that together. So we are going to master using Cricut Design Space with your own cut files, in addition to telling it to draw, because this training is actually very easy. I want you to know telling the Cricut to use the pen is very easy. So we're going to be able to walk together with that.
But you don't have to have the actual Cricut brand pens.
Not necessarily. There are other ones that can work in here. I love the Cricut brand pens just because if you're a beginner to Cricut, like using the Cricut to draw, I want you to use something that is made for this so you don't have a craft fail. So, but I have seen people put Sharpies in there. I've seen Sharpie pens. I've seen Dollar Tree pens. I've seen workarounds. And there's ways that, can I have this camera right here? We'll just take a little peek already.
Yes.
So when you're going to draw today, my friends, this is clamp A. So I've seen people be able to take the pen out and look at how easy this snaps in. So say you're going to use your project today. Did anyone watch me get burnt? That was so funny. But say you're gonna take your pen, you're gonna take the lid off. I recommend putting the cap right up here so you don't lose it. You snap it in. Boom.
And then
One
that's
and done.
Yeah.
And you're good. But I've also seen friends say, I want to have more flexibility with my projects. I want to take this full thing out, and they snap this out, Lauren, and they take this out and they put all sorts of things in here to see how it draws.
Right.
So you have that ability as you grow your Cricut knowledge to do other things that you never have thought of before with your Cricut. So I want to really encourage you to think about stepping outside of the box and really enjoying it. And Stacy, if you're having issues, be sure to email hi@makersgonnalearn.com. We are super, super excited for you.
I think we're ready to get crafty.
Yay! Let's go ahead and jump over to Cricut Design Space. We are super, super excited for today's training. So let's hop on over and take a look at the cut file. Laura, can we have the share screen?
Yeah, it's there.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
Yeah, it's there.
The red light was on for a long time.
No, it was there.
That's so funny. Thank you. This is our spring flower drawings. And this is the only cut file we're using today from Maker's Gonna Learn. So this cut file right here has everything you need for today's project. Now we're actually gonna teach you how to manipulate a cut file today in a very easy way. So what we're going to do is we are just going to download the cut file. Now there's a few places to download the cut file. Let's talk about that real quick. You can press the little cloud button. You can also press the grab this cut file download button, or believe it or not, guys, there's a third one. If we go backwards, you can download this cut file straight from the search page.
And you don't have to pull it up. Like you don't have to go in.
I can be downloading all of these files.
Right.
I can be like, I want the circle flower. I want the stacking flower. I want the rolled flower.
I know.
I want this one. You know,
and you see all these downloads at the bottom.
These are yours forever. So once you download them off our website, you have them forever. So you can say, I want monogram. I want the roll. You know what I mean? I need the flower coaster.
And what is
the banner.
What's so different about us is that you get commercial license to use these cut files. Once you sign up for that yearly membership.
As long as you're an active member, you're going to be rocking and making money with these files. Look at me downloading all these. This is easy.
So you get...
Flower
to
hedgehog.
sell these.
Yes. Okay, so we're going to go back to our spring flowers, which we love. So we got our spring flowers. Okay, this is super easy, y'all. We're going to open up this zip file down here in the bottom left. So this has the file. Let's click on it. Boom, boom, boom. It unzipped it. That was fast, Lauren.
I know.
Love it. Click on that, and then look, we have the SVG and we have the PNG. Today we're going to hold tight to the SVG today. That's very important. So come down here. We already unzipped it. Click on Cricut Design Space, okay? Now, I already uploaded it, but I'm going to teach you how to do it too. Let's click Upload. Let's click Upload Image. And then if we click on that folder we just had, here's what we're going to do together, guys. Take that cut file, highlight it, drag it. Look right here. It's already turning green, and we're dropping it. Drag and drop, bada bing, bada boom. I'm going to change this image name just because I want to make sure it's my flowers. And then click upload. Boom. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Wow. Lauren, that's it.
I know.
It's in Design Space. And another great feature about our membership is once this file is uploaded into Cricut Design Space, you do not have to upload it again. You never have to upload it again. And the link to join is the first link down below, or it's pinned here in the comments and things like that. So that's super easy to grab it. So let's click on the cut file. And now let's go ahead and click Add to Canvas. Yay! So look at that. We've uploaded this right here to our canvas mat, and that is super, super fun. Look at that. Lauren, we're here. So that's awesome. We're already there. That is awesome. So this right here, you're going to see our file is right here with all of our layers. Now, if you notice, each flower is grouped individually, okay? Each flower is grouped individually, okay? I love that. Because how are we going to turn it into looking like our example without having them ungrouped? So what I want to share with you is selecting all of these flowers, and we are going to go ahead and press ungroup. Ta-da!
And that's it.
Well, yeah, I mean, Lauren, look, I can drag it around now.
I know.
Like, this is super fun.
It's a lot.
I mean, easy peasy.
A lot, yes.
Easy peasy. So what I'm going to
do,
what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus around our little, this reminds me of kind of like a, what are the things you blow on? Is it a dandelion? I thought so. So you usually make a wish. I'm going to call this my dandelion.
I was thinking more of like, it reminded me of the Queen Anne's lace.
Lauren, I've never looked at a Queen Anne's lace.
It's what we know of as chiggers.
Chiggers! Yeah! Okay, thanks, Lauren. Y'all, we're from the deep south, so it's a whole different world down here. So we're going to just start building off of that. So look, we're going to take this and we're going to kind of rotate it a little to our right. And whoops. And then we're going to pull this one up and twist it a little bit. Just a little bit more. Bring this over.
Now this is also where you can resize. I think when I designed this one, I had to resize that dandelion one that you said. I think, or It was one of them I resized just to make it look like it came together.
Yes. Okay. So you're thinking something more like this.
Did I do that? Yeah, I think
so. I think so. Yeah. And then you had it probably right around.
Right in there, I think.
Yes, love that. And now all we're going to do is bring in this beautiful one right here. And then we're going to kind of turn it this way. Turn it quite a bit, actually. And then bring this further up. And we're almost going to be there. I mean,
yeah. So Travel Dreamer 46 said, when ungrouped, can you duplicate the individual flowers? Absolutely.
Yeah, so say we wanted this one, say we needed this and we needed it like 3 or 4 times. Like, look, I just duplicated that and it's super awesome. So then I could, do something different here. Now, oops, what I want to do is try to bring this one. Maybe I think I did that too much. So this is where you get to be a little bit more creative, play around with it, take a look at it and say, I don't know if I love the placement. I think we need to bring it up a hair. I keep clicking on the wrong layer. Is there anything you would change? It looks good to me.
I mean, you want
to move this one?
I might scale it down just a smidgen.
Yeah.
And then move it up so it crosses more right. Perfect.
Oh, I like that. I like that too. Okay.
See, when I did this design, I tried to find a bow or make a bow to go around
Did you really?
it.
Aww.
But we didn't have one in any of our cut falls.
That's okay. I love it.
Which might be something we might need to look into.
I love that. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we are actually going to hold this down. If you're not paying attention, I want you all to come back to me. So come back to me if you're on other tabs. Stop what you're doing. Come back to me. We are going to focus in and master something new today, okay? So we have just manipulated our cut file. If you all remember, look what we started at. We started right here with this cut file looking like this. So this is what we started with, and this is what we ended with. So just wanted to remind you all about that, okay? Next step, what we're going to do is we're going to hold this down, we're going to drag it, and we're going to release, okay? Drag down and release. So now we are going to click weld. Why are we welding today, my friends? Weld is something we kind of talked about yesterday, but if we were to group this, look what happens. It's now grouped. When I click over to make it, this does not transfer over, okay? It does not transfer over. All of my little flowers are still individual, nothing worked and things like that. And yes, you're on to upgrade. You use the same link. Make sure you're logged in. I love that. So if we go ahead and I'm going to change this to pink, and then I'm going to click attach. So attach is just a temporary solution. It is a paper clip. And then we're going to press make it. Look what happens, guys. We're going to click on the mat. Let me zoom in here. Do you see how they're not welded together?
So we did have a good question real quick.
Let's address it.
Lisa asked, can you make each flower a different color? Mm-hmm. So you can do that. You would just change your pen in between each one.
Yes, I'll show you how to do that here in a moment. That's a great question. So do you see here, Lisa, where all of our flowers are just not together? There's multiple lines and things like that. We don't want that. We want our flowers to be seamless, no lines like that. So let's press cancel. And Miss Lisa, this is where you tell your machine what you want to do. So I'm doing one color today. So Miss Lisa wants to do multiple colors possibly. So let's say we need to ungroup this. So we're going to actually detach it. So let's detach. And then this flower, we're going to ungroup it to, this flower needs to be blue. This flower, we're going to draw it yellow. And this flower, we're going to, have it be, I don't know, red. So there you go. So that's how you would do that. And then you would go through, and I'm going to teach you now how to weld. So we're going to select all 3 of these, just as we have been before. We're going to select weld. Boom, and it all made it one color, praise God. So now it's one layer, that is awesome. But now what we need to do is one final step. This is the key factor to making sure this is going to be good. Lauren, is everything okay?
Yeah, they're just asking if you weld it, can you still use different color pens?
No.
I think that might have been her first question before.
I'm so sorry. If you're going to do other colors, you don't need to weld it. You just need to attach it.
Right.
So you would just change the colors. Then, let me just show you. So you would just change the colors, and then look, all you're going to do is click attach. Oh, and it changes the colors there too. So I'm not sure, maybe you can't use the different colors. I apologize, I assumed you could.
That might be something that we can play around with.
Yeah, I don't know if it would mess up your ink, like running over different colors, and the look wouldn't be as professional. What we have tested, our team has tested right here,
is just
one color. So that's all we can really speak towards. But I love giving you guys workarounds and showing you the if-then season, like steps too. It's super important. But if you're ready, you're like, Tanner, this will normally cut out. What you're going to do is the final step. This is the easiest step. We're going to go to operation up here at the top left. We're going to go from basic cut, and we're actually going to go down here to draw pen. So now it's going to have the pen selected, and what we're going to do is just leave that right here. So this is going to be right here, and where our thin lines are here, it's going to pretty much fill it in. So that is pretty impressive, and we did weld this. So this is all welded together. That is awesome, and it is super fun, super fun. So that is awesome. So now that you've got that, you can make it the size you need it. Today we're sizing ours to 7 inches, I do believe. I want to double check. So let me confirm that, yep, we're at 7, so this is good. So right here at 7 by about 11. So that is awesome. And then welcome, Kelly. Yay! Love it.
So glad you're here.
So I do want to address something. We are having some of our amazing VIMs chime in and talk about flattening. Anytime you flatten your image, that instantly turns it into a print and cut. So today, guys, I know a lot of us don't use the pens. We're using pens today. No print and cut happening. This is a push challenge for us all to use some of our amazing pens. So that's what we're going to use today. We're very excited about it. So now that we have told it to draw, let's go ahead and get our fabric ready on our mat. So right here, we can take a look and we can say we want a piece of fabric roughly 6.5 by 11 inches. So our fabric we have been testing here is about 11 by 6.5. So that is awesome. And we are super excited. I want to see how long our image is here, just to make sure. Okay, so we need to change that image 7 inches tall. There we go. Perfect. So this is about 5 inches wide. So I just updated that image just before I forget. And then next up, what we're going to do is I'm just grabbing my rotary blade and my fabric. So we're going to take it right here, and we are going to cut this just like so at, did I say 11 inches, Lauren? 11 by 6.5.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I'm losing my train of thought. There we go. Okay, so first we're just going to cut this at 11. Now, I'm using this rotary blade, which is amazing. I highly recommend this if you all have never used it, because the cut lines here are, oh my gosh. I mean, this is a pretty good line. Mm-hmm. And then what we're going to do now is after we've cut our 11, we are going to come over here to find 6.5. Okay. And we're just going to do 6.5 right here. So 11 by 6.5. Ta-da! Love that. And this is awesome. And here's the best part, y'all. We're going to take our wood and cover this up. So look at this. So this is pretty basic, like not hard at all to be able to position. And you might be thinking, Tanner, how are we going to position this perfectly on our project? And I'm super excited to share with you exactly how to do that. So I think I'm going to cut this down just a little bit more. Let me see. Yeah, I can cut this down quite a bit. So I'm going to take off Yeah, well, that's the best part. So these top edges and bottom edge, it's covered by the wood, so you never really notice. So I'm gonna cut off.
So Mommy Care said, is it just regular pens or fabric pens?
That's a great question. Look at this. We're using a gel pen 1.0 in Dusty Rose. I love the Dusty Rose color.
Yes, it's so pretty.
It's really, really neat. So that's what we're going to use. So then look at this. Your edges only matter like right down here, and that's super awesome. So let's talk about getting our wood prepped. I want to share with you, this is a color wash tint. It's a one-step water-based tint for natural surfaces. This is from Tattered Angels, and this is a throwback. I remember Tattered Angels long time ago when I first started crafting. They are really big in the mixed media space, and I'm such a big fan of them. So we're just going to quickly, look at how great this is. I'm able to kind of just work this in. This is not really, Lauren, this would be like I would call it like a step down stain.
Yeah.
Like this is, I mean, it's great. It works fantastic, but
right.
I wouldn't call it scared stain. But Lauren, you're not going to believe what I found out yesterday.
What?
So some friends commented on yesterday's video and gave me an incredible idea that I know you're going to be all about.
Oh my goodness.
Are you ready
I'm
for
excited.
This? Someone commented and said, Tanner, if you actually use coffee as your stain, you could make this board into a charcuterie board. Have you ever thought about staining with coffee?
No.
Me either.
Oh my goodness. Now I want to go make a charcuterie board with coffee stained
Let me go
wood.
brew us up some coffee.
Please do. Not with our instant cold brew one though.
I knew. Lauren got me an instant cold brew maker, and we're still working out some kinks with it. We're working out some kinks. So anyway, look at this, y'all. Very quick to stain. Love that. I'm going to put my stuff right back in here.
April asked, will faux staining work good?
Oh my gosh, April, you can paint this. You can stain with coffee.
You can do whatever you want.
If someone actually tries staining with coffee, I will be very impressed and want to know all about it. So maybe you have stained with coffee before. Coffee and other foods was the original stain.
Yeah, there was, is it purple cabbage? You can dye shirts with purple cabbage.
This is
onion
organic.
Peels. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Well, y'all, we're learning stuff today. If you haven't learned anything yet today, don't say Makers Gonna Learn won't teach you nothing, because...
So we've had a couple of friends ask us as well if they could use the infusible pens with this.
Okay, so here's the deal. Let's talk about that. You all know what infusible ink is. Infusible ink only works on polyester. This is not polyester. So today, your infusible ink pens will not work if you're using what I'm using. But you can use your infusible ink pens, have it draw on paper, and you can transfer it onto polyester. So you could do the same technique, but you couldn't do it straight to fabric. Remember that, guys. No straight to fabric. I just want you all to be careful. So we're super, super excited. Now, we've had friends ask, Tanner, do I need to iron my fabric? No. Let me share with you the next step of this process so you know exactly why ironing is not even a big deal. So let's go right here. And now that we're overhead, what we're going to do, place our fabric down. And look at this. All I'm going to do is grab my handy dandy brayer. My handy dandy brayer. Look, I just ironed it myself, Lauren.
Yep, ironed it on there.
Y'all, it does not get better than this. Okay, so now that we know exactly what our fabric's got going on here, what we're going to do now is we are going to head back into Design Space and we are going to tell it exactly what pen to use. So let's press Make It. And now we're going to click on the mat. And now I'm going to move this down a little bit and over. So I don't want it to be on the complete edge. I want it to kind of be in the middle. So when you're looking at the mat, notice how I'm playing with it. This is something you can totally do too. So I positioned it about 1.5 inches down, 1/4 inch over on each side. So I could probably move that over a little bit more. Awesome. So that is super, super exciting. And now what we're going to do now is press continue. Lauren, this project's easy.
I know.
I feel like I've talked a lot today.
No, I mean, I've been trying to. I'm telling you, we have over 500. We have 560 something friends with us. 66 friends with us today, and these comments have been like, "I'm sorry, I'm trying," like, but these comments have been rolling. I'm trying to respond to everyone, get our questions in. So
I love it.
I absolutely, when our lives are like this, and we have so many friends with us, I love it.
So we're actually setting our material just to a cardstock setting, even though we're on a heavier, setting and things like that, like with the fabric. We're just gonna tell it to do this. So I would like to edit the tool and tell it what pin is in there, but it wasn't letting me choose a different pin, unfortunately. I know if you've been using pins before, it used to let me pick the exact pin I was using, but today when I went to the choose the function, whether it cut, print and cut, or draw, it just let me select one pin. So what that tells me now is that all I need to do is select pin and it'll just kind of figure it out, because this is how we've tested and it got this going really well.
Right.
So let me share with you how to load this in if you're just tuning in with us. Let's go to our Cricut. Here's our beautiful Cricut. Here's where your fine point blade goes. This is amazing. This is awesome. But what we're gonna do, open clamp A. I've took the lid off our pen and put it on the top. Line up your triangle with clamp A, clamp it down.
And that's it.
Close clamp A, boom.
So easy.
Easy, easy, easy. So now we need to load our pin in, which means now we load in our map. And press load map. Look at this. It's making sure I have the right mat in. It's doing all that it needs to do, and it is so much fun.
So,
Brenda, I just picked the cardstock setting just because it always has worked fine for me, even with the fabric. So that's totally fine. What was our comment? I'm so sorry.
That's the same one.
Oh, good. Sorry.
Yeah.
So let's press play, and we're gonna start watching this draw. And Lauren, I bet people are really gonna want to see this. So I think I'm gonna bring my Cricut over to the overhead, so we can kind of watch it overhead together. So let me just see what I can do to do that.
So what you all are seeing now is you are seeing us trial it. So what we did the first time, let me just go ahead and explain a little bit.
Fill us in, Lauren. This is so funny.
This first one.
This beautiful one.
It is. And it's, so Courtney, I got the design ready, sent it over to Court. We were working together trying to figure out how can we get it to fill in instead of just doing the outline. So Courtney made a crosshatch pattern where there are, technically, if you look, which you can't see it unless you really, really get down on it.
We're about to fix it. So get ready, because we're about to share with you exactly how to do that, which I'm super excited about. So I'm going to stop this one right here, just so that you guys can really take a look at this with me. So let me just look at this right here. So let's unload this.
And this will be a very good learning process as to why it is important to do certain things.
So look right here. This is what you would get if you followed through this whole process. Can they see this?
Yes.
Perfect.
So you can, you can see it better, a lot better now. But you all see that it is actually drawing the outline and it's not filled in.
Yes. But guess what, guys? Imagine if you would like to see this right here, okay? Who would rather have this right here? Would anyone rather have this design right here rather than this one right here? Now, while we're getting ready to jump into this next step, can you all refresh me of the cut file that we'll need to download for this project to be able to fill this in? Do we have this on the website yet? I believe we did. What happened today was we were prepping this one and I wasn't exactly sure. I wanted to see this before and we accidentally had this one done. So we are going
Courtney was going to make it into a cut file. It is not a cut file yet. It's not been released yet.
Okay, so we're going to go right here and head back over to Design Space.
So let's...
And what we're going to do is, I'm seeing a lot of people saying yes, so this is so good. So I'm going to share with you how to do this. And actually, let's ask on Slack and just confirm that that cut file is not on the website. Because I want to make sure if it is or not. So let's go over here, and what we're going to do is click on our project and press customize. And what I want to share with you guys is this beautiful lines. The lines is very important to today's project. It's very important to today's project. So we're going to just rebuild our beautiful design that we already have here. And we are going to rotate this over, size it down, kind of do what we've already done. And I love that people are loving the trial and error.
I know.
You all are awesome.
They always love when we mess up
mistakes.
because they don't. They it's more like they're like, okay, they're more.
They're real people.
They're
What?
real people. Yes.
So we're gonna fix this. So look at this. So just pretend, this is our beautiful design that we spent a lot of time building. Let's weld this together. Beautiful, right? That's what we did prior. Okay. So this is our cut file that when you become a member, you're going to get access to. Now let me explain to you, this is lines, okay? This is lines. Now what we're going to do is we are going to, I believe, rotate this 315 degrees was, I believe, the either first or second one. So yes, 315 degrees.
It is on the side.
Okay, I thought this was on the side.
Named lines.
Yes, it is.
So this is a cut file with Maker's Gonna Learn. This is not something we have gone through the trial and error and process of creating this. We developed it. So what he's doing now is it's like just little tiny lines that you will go in and slice your design out of so that it fills it all in.
Yes.
You don't have to go through the process of making all those lines like we did at first.
No.
We went ahead and made it a
cut file.
cut file for you all. It is on there under lines.
Yes. So what I want to share with you is that we've specifically lined this up in a very unique way. Now, what I want you to understand is that in Cricut, there are sometimes issues. So what I want to share with you is if I take this beautiful new cut file and I go through and try to slice out all of these lines, what you're going to see here is Cricut's not going to want to do it, okay? Cricut will not want to do it. So we're going to hack it. Lauren, are you ready for a little
I'm
hack?
ready for the hack.
So we're going to duplicate this. We're going to take 2 and we're going to click arrange, or excuse me, we're going to click align by highlighting both layers. We can click align and align center. So we can center that up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bring these both over to our lines. And notice they're in the middle. So I want to double lines to make sure this looks beautiful.
Right.
So we're going to now select one line layer and hold down shift and press one flower layer.
Yes.
And we are going to select slice. And it will take a minute. There's a lot of lines here to slice through. As you can see, we now have a slice result. So we can now delete out our line overview. We're done with that. Press delete. You're going to press delete on one of our other slice results. And we only need one slice result right now.
Right.
So we're down to one slice result, one weld result, and one line square left. So for our weld result, we are going to select, and now what we are going to do is press shift and select our next lines. So this is our final step. We're almost to the home run, y'all. Have no fear, we are about there. This is a big turnaround.
And we're gonna go back and answer questions. Please just know that.
Yes, give us time. I want you to see the transition, and it's gonna be, this is a unbelievable hack. Yes, you can use this for other fonts. Yes, you're gonna be able to use this hack for other cut files. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna repeat that process. and click slice.
Right. And I've seen a couple people say, can you just do a box and make it black? So if you did that, it will fill it in on Design Space, but it is still just going to do the outline when it comes to the pins.
Right. So now we're going to have our different slice results. So we want to leave this slice result right here. And then I believe all of our new slice results have went to the top. So what we're going to do is leave this slice result and this slice result. But just to verify the lines, let's see. Actually, you know what? We don't need this layer. We don't need this layer. We don't need this layer. So now you can see, if we zoom in here, you can see, actually, let me undo this because I want to show you how you can tell. Do you see what happens when I slice out this layer right here and press delete? It goes away. Some of our lines go away. So let's press undo and let's delete out the middle layer. And this looks really good. So this is what we want. And
this is something that if you are wanting to do larger, like fonts, this lines, it is a cut file.
Our line
show you where
will be your secret weapon.
Yes, our line cut file will be your secret weapon, and that way you can fill in with pins.
Exactly. So what we're gonna do real quick is I'm just getting a new piece of fabric ready. I'm actually really excited to have shared this with you today because, Lauren, how often do we have a great overview? I don't know what you can see. I want you all to see the Cricut.
Yeah, pull it down just a little bit.
Perfect.
Yes, listen, I know I see you all being confused.
Do we have people that are confused?
Just a little bit lost on, and that's something.
Do you want to talk about why they need it?
Yes, so let's talk about.
Yes, let me finish cutting this out real quick.
So the why of why you need to slice that, and I know that it is a lot of slicing and a lot of, it can be confusing.
Yes.
Thankfully, you can go back and rewatch this. It is to do that when you slice that many times and have that what we call a crosshatch pattern, which is like it crosses each other.
Yes.
It makes it look like it's filled in. Now somebody asked if we could do offset. So with this small of a pattern, the offset is not going to work as well.
So our flattening hacks and all of those different, different items that you're used to, whether you can flatten or offset and things like that, that's just not the same as what we're doing here today because we're focusing on drawing and things like that. So if you're confused, what I want to go over real quick is why we need to do this, because you need to understand what exactly is going on, right?
So the first one is the one that we did without the pattern. That's just basic.
This is if you tell your Cricut to just draw, and I think that there would be 50 or 60% of friends here, Lauren, that would be okay saying this is great.
Right. And it's not terrible.
No.
It's not, but it was not what we were going for.
But if you want it to look like this, which is what our Makers Will Learn team wants it to look like, this is filled in. So how do we make Cricut, how do we confuse Cricut and actually do what we want it to do? Right. That's what we're talking about here today. And that's why, if you really were able to go down here and look at this, it's the pen going in at the different levels. And
it wouldn't be able, we can try to show you on the screen, but you seriously can't see it unless you are literally fabric to almost to face.
Right, exactly. I mean, even when you look at it, like it just looks so flawless.
Right.
And this does take a little bit longer to draw, but it is totally, totally fine.
And we will show you all where to find that lines cut file on our website.
Let's go over and take a look.
Let's just go ahead and do that.
Yes, before we jump over, let's hop over.
So no one else is confused.
And let me just go ahead and tell y'all, we will add a training to our member-only area this week so that you can learn exactly how to do this with a straightforward video. Because sometimes here at live training is not always you know, exactly what you need. So this is our lines, and this is how you're going to get the cross hatch design that Lauren was talking about. This is all you need to download. And I just rotated it 315 degrees and doubled it up. So I love that, and it is super, super fun. So this is the lines, but if you're still having issues or anything like that, stay tuned because we will just add that training to the membership. So right here, we are back in Design Space. These two layers are sliced. We're going to select these and we're just going to weld them together, okay? So we're going to weld these together, and now it'll be a bunch of different lines. Wow, look at that. Why is it? Let's see if I can attach it. Ta-da! Okay, that's what we needed. So we're going to attach, and now if we click Make It, we need to go back and tell it to draw. Let's click on the mat, and we need to go right here and click Operation. And we're going to go to Draw. So Operation Pen Draw. And you will need a membership to be able to access any of our cut files. So now that we have this here, we're going to size this down. Perfect. Just like so. And we're going to click Make It. So it's now going to know that we are going to draw. And when you click over, we're going to click on the mat. And we are going to position this over and down, trying to make sure it lines up well. This looks good. I need to make it a little bit smaller to fit on my new piece of paper. I'll make it a little bit shorter. Perfect. And we can size that up now. Perfect. Okay, so now it's still set on draw. We're going to press Make It. And let's click on the mat and position that once again. So yay, love this, love it, love it. All right, so now let's press Continue. The line hacks is pretty impressive. And I think what a lot of friends happen, if you're lost, let me just explain why. You haven't been through the issue that you would be facing today. So what we need to do is close out this back window. Let's click Quit. And we're going to click Retry. Once you understand working with pens, once you've been there, once you've struggled with it, anything like that, that's when you'll be like, oh, I need this hack. I need to pull this out. So if you know this going into it, you will be such a better crafter for it. So now let's load this in, load it into the machine. Yeah, this is a great one to rewatch. Yes. And to see an actual craft fail, Lauren. I mean, I honestly, why not?
Yep.
This is one that we'll be talking about for years.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It'll definitely be one we talk about for a long time.
I love it. Yes, I love it. We will add that because once you do, this will really just be a screen share process. So love it. Yes, we will teach you exactly what you need. So if you fill it, why do the flowers still look outlined and not filled in? So Terry, let me share with you this one. This one looks very filled in. And if you're talking about on Design Space, that's because the pen is actually going to be more detailed on the software,
right,
rather than when you are actually, on fabric. Like this right here is so interesting. And that's what we're all about here, is giving you workarounds to do things you may never thought was possible.
Right.
That's what you're going to get in our membership. Like, we had this full training, and then we thought that we could do it without the hack. And this morning, so we scrapped our hack, but we had our hack right here. So
it did work for Caitlin this morning.
Yeah.
She thought she had figured out a hack. Did you not do
We tested.
Yeah.
But I believe they were both on the same canvas and just got a little confused.
It's okay.
It is totally fun here. We are all just getting by. And
let's go overhead and see if we can see how much we've got.
Look at this. It's just working away. I love it.
So because it is the lines there, we have, there are so many lines inside this to make it look like it's filled in. It does take it.
Yeah.
What percent are we on as far as like drawing it out?
I bet like 37%. What do you guess?
I'm gonna say 28.
50?
Oh wow.
That's not true though.
Well, I mean, it's got the majority of the flowers part.
Oh, I guess you're right. The lines wouldn't be long.
The lines shouldn't be long.
I love it.
Let's go overhead and see where we're at.
Here's kind of where we're at.
And then what we can do is we can just kind of push that Cricut over to the side, and let's show them how we attach.
Oh, yes. So let's go ahead and we'll just pretend with this one.
We'll just pretend like this one works. There we go.
We're done. We're done. We did it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece up here, and we're going to hot glue that here. And then I'll cut this down a little, and we'll apply this one down here. So that will be very simple. So let's go ahead and chop this down. So that's a great idea, Lauren. Lauren's got all kinds of ideas. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we've got our hot glue. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take some of our hot glue. And I'm just taking this, I'm using my Lynn Lily hot glue gun. We're applying that down, making sure it's down nicely. And now what we're going to do is line this one up here and glue this one down. I'm going to add a new glue stick.
So you can do this glue gun, it works fine. But then if you wanted to make it a little bit more secure, you could always come back in and add some, if you had like a staple gun, add some staples in the back of it, would be work just as well.
That would make sure it is super, super secure.
Right.
All right. So see how easy that was? And now we're going to take this and cut us off just a little bit. You don't want too much at all. And then I'm probably going to glue it probably right here. But before I decide, I'm going to look at it and kind of decide where I want it. So we'll probably do like right about here. Perfect. So once that's decided, you can take this right like this.
Yes, Lisa, she asked if fabric or Gorilla Glue would work. Really, any adhesive that is going to make that
stay down.
Yeah. Now the fabric glue on the wood would be my only question.
Yeah, that's why you want something like really sturdy. And I'm just going to add some additional hot glue. Hot glue is not my favorite for sturdiness, but it's awesome for live streaming, and let me explain why. Because it dries really quickly.
Right.
So if you're doing this and want the most permanent, like attaching, you would really want to be careful and rock it. So
someone asked, where can I buy the Lynn Lily glue gun?
It is at surebonder.com. They offer it only right on their own website, my friends. I wish you could Amazon it, but I don't believe you can.
I think it's the only place that you can get it.
Yeah, that's crazy. The line hack was the best thing on the video. Praise God, Teddy thought so. I love that.
Yes.
I love that. So yay.
So we're going, and if you want to hold that up.
Hold on. What are you talking about, Lauren? I got my hot glue right here. It's fine. I'm gluing myself to the project.
You know, pain is gain.
Ta-da! I'm not gonna do that yet. I'm gonna actually be patient. It's totally fine. I did tell my accountant I would be a few minutes late because I knew today's show was gonna run a little late.
Yeah.
So it's fine. It's almost done.
Well, Betsy, she said, sorry I'm late. Well,
Betsy,
just rewatch it. Huh? Yeah.
Honey, it's been a long time. Yeah, this has taken 30 minutes of just
So the actual
Do you see this?
Did you cut it too short?
Lauren, shush. What are you talking about, Lauren? It's beautiful. It's beautiful, Lauren. What are you talking about?
Nothing.
But hypothetically, I mean, look at how beautiful.
It's a lot bigger than the first one. Maybe that's why it took you so long. Did you really look at the size of it before
we had lots of things going on, Lauren. Lots of things going on.
Oh my goodness.
Look at this beauty.
So the hack is actually a cut file. It's under lines, Lines. You will find that hack and then just rewatch this video.
Yeah, you're gonna rock it. But again, my final promise today is I will either personally or let Courtney make the amazing screen share video of utilizing this so you can rock it. Because honestly, Courtney developed this and she did such a great job. Like she's a hacker. Like if you want to know what Courtney's title should be, it should be like Queen of Hacking Cricut. Like that's her goal. So this was our drawing one. But my friends, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. It means honestly the world to me.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Maker's Gonna Learn. My name's Alicia, I'm a craft producer here with Maker's Gonna Learn, and today I'm gonna show you all our newly released sketch fonts. Typically, whenever we're using fonts in Design Space, we're able to outline our letters, or you can outline the letters and then fill them in. These fonts are specifically for the handwritten look, so they look like they have been drawn. They're the closest thing to a monoline font that you could possibly get with Design Space. So I'm gonna show you guys a really cute, super easy, fun project that you can make today for your kids' lunchbox. So these are the lunchbox notes that we made. These are using some of our fonts that we just released. These are the monoline fonts. So you can see there's definitely like lots of variation. We've got scripts, we have some whimsical fonts, lots of different options. How cute is this? And then we also use some of our cut files to do little cutouts. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do this in Design Space. It is super, super easy and so fun. So let's jump on into Design Space. The first thing you're gonna do is come over to your shapes, and we are going to do the rounded rectangle, and I'm gonna make these 4 inches wide. So this is the standard size for all of the lunchbox notes we're making. And then if you want, you can go ahead and duplicate that for as many as you would like to make. We're gonna be cutting all different colors, but I wanna just cut them all at the same time. That makes it a little bit quicker for you. And then once you've got those pulled up, you can go ahead and change the colors just so you can kind of get a feel for the design that you wanna do. I'm just gonna pick some random colors here. We've got green, and let's do an orange. And then I'm gonna go ahead and type out what I want on the notes. So you can look through our website. The Maker's Gonna Learn website has multiple different designs and different cut files that you can use. I found a graphic that I would like, and then I kind of matched the text to it. So the first one that I did, I found a really cute cat graphic, and the quote on the lunchbox note says, "You are perfect in every way. Love, Mom." So I'm gonna go ahead and type that out. And then we're gonna change the font after we get it typed out. And I'm gonna come up here to our font, and we're gonna be using 4 different fonts today. The first one we're using is called Cobblestone Sketch. So we have a Cobblestone font originally. This is the monoline version of this font. So that way it kind of looks more like it's handwritten. And then you can just shrink this down to the appropriate size. And I'm gonna leave it staggered. That way we can put our little cat right here in the corner. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and upload our cat. We'll do 1 card at a time. And so we just need this right here. And you wanna be mindful of what it's gonna be cutting out. You could cut out the cat face and that would be fine in this instance. But I'll show you some other ones. If you cut them out, it wouldn't necessarily work, because if you cut out something and there's like a face on it, but it's not attached to the edges, it's not gonna say attached to your card, if that makes sense. So we're gonna ungroup these, and then I'm just going to delete that because we don't need it. And then you can shrink this down so that it fits right in the corner here. And then let's go to the next one. We did a sunshine one, and this one says shine bright today. We've got a really cute little sunshine file that we can use for this one. And it says love mom. These don't have to be from mom. They could be from dad. They can be from grandma, whoever wants to make them for the children. And then this font is called Hopeful Sketch. So we're going to go up here and type in Hopeful. And we have a regular font of this Hopeful as well. And then we're going to choose the Hopeful Sketch font. So this is one of our script options. I'm actually going to center the text on this one, and then we're just going to put it down at the bottom of the card, and we're going to put a little sunshine right here above it. So I'm going to go to upload, and I'm going to use this file, which is a Maker's Gonna Learn file, original. And then we're going to ungroup, and you can just delete out the things that we don't need. And this sunshine is a little bit tilted. So what you can do is kind of find, you see the grid marks in the background, you can kind of find that and then pull it until it's perfectly straight across. And then we'll just shrink it down. And we're gonna put this right on top of that. How cute is that? That's my favorite one. And then we're going to do a rainbow one. I thought the rainbow was really cute. Everyone's really into the whole rainbow thing right now, and I am also. I love the rainbow trend. And this one says, you are brave. Have a good day. Love, Mom. And again, you can use whatever cut files you want for this. We're just going to be using a rainbow. I thought that was pretty good. I'm going to drag these down so you guys can see what's going on. So I'm going to, again, keep this to the left. I'm going to keep our font to the left. And then we're going to pull in our rainbow file. This is a Maker's Gonna Learn original file. We're just going to break it apart and take the rainbow out of it. So this file is a little bit different. Whenever you ungroup, since year and this arch are the same color, happy is the same color as this, and then new is the same color as the top arch, it's gonna, whenever you try to ungroup it, it's gonna act a little finicky. But what I'm gonna do is weld it all, and then I'm gonna contour out what we don't want. So I selected it all, select weld, select it again, and then we're gonna go to contour. And we're going to click on all of the things that we do not want in our image. So we just need the arches for this one. And we're going to take out all of these little centers. And then you can just X off of it and you have your little rainbow. And we just want to resize so it fits right in the corner. And I'm going to kind of tilt this one. I think that's cute. Okay, there's our rainbow. And the font we're going to use for this rainbow one is the Eloise Sketch. This one is so cute. It's so whimsical. I just really love it. Look how cute this is, you guys. I'm obsessed. So just resize and adjust. I love that. And then we're going to go ahead and do the next one. And this one says, I hope your day is dynamite. And we have little dinosaur tracks. And I think that is just the cutest thing ever. And we're going to put love, Mom. And this font is going to be our Artsy Amy font. So let's go up here. And we do have another, we've got a regular Artsy Amy as well. This is just a monoline font. So I'm going to go ahead and shrink this down, and we're going to be using little dinosaur tracks for this one. So I've got this file off of the Maker's Gonna Learn website. So once you pulled your dinosaur file in, I'm going to actually slice this one up. So I'm going to go to shapes. I'm going to select the circle. And what I'm going to do is just click and drag this over top of the tracks that I want. Click and drag, click and drag. You could technically contour this, but it's a pretty big file and there's lots of things, like lots of elements that you would have to go through. So I'm just going to do a circle over top of this, and then I'm going to click and drag to select it all. and then I'm going to hit slice. So this way we have just the paw prints, and then you can go ahead and delete all of this. You can even delete this one. And then we need to get rid of the T-Rex. So I'm going to go back into my shapes. I'm going to grab the square. We'll hit unlock, and I'm just going to go right over where that T-Rex is, and we're going to slice it again. So click and drag and slice it again. And then we don't need any of the T-Rex. You can delete all of that. So now we just have the little T-Rex paw prints. They're so stinking cute. And we're just gonna sit them right there in the corner. Once your design is complete, you're gonna go ahead and make the backgrounds of all these the same color. I'm gonna go ahead and make all of them orange. And then what you'll do is click and drag, and individually we're going to attach, and then we're going to come up in our layers panel and we're going to select just the text, and then we're going to go to operation on the top left, and we're going to click the drop down menu and select pen. That's very important because we're going to be using a pen to write out all of our text, and everything else is going to be cut out. So I'm going to do the same thing with all of the rest of them. I'm going to click and drag, select all of the elements. We're going to select attach. Then we're going to go into our layers panel. We're going to select the text only. And then in the operations menu, we're going to select pen. And you're going to repeat the same steps for the last two. So once you've completed that, we're going to go ahead and click Make It. We're going to select on mat, and then we're going to go ahead and drag each one to every corner of the mat. This is going to make it a lot easier for us to cut since we're going to be using different colors. We don't want to get them too close together because it makes it a little finicky whenever you try to actually go and cut it. And then I will show you guys how to lay your cardstock out on your Cricut mat. Once you get to this page, we're going to select Browse All Materials, and I'm going to type in light cardstock. We're using 65-pound cardstock for this project. I'm going to select done, and then we're going to need to load the black pen in clamp A and the fine point blade in clamp B, and then we'll run our cardstock through the Cricut. So these are the Cricut pens that we're using. I'm just going to pop the lid off of that, and then we're going to open up our clamp. And you kind of have to push it in a little bit, and then you're going to close the clamp back down, and we will take our mat and load it in. And you could use whatever Cricut pen color that you would like. We're just going to use black because we're using different colored cardstock, but you could do white cardstock and like multicolored pens. There's lots of different options for this project. So you're going to go ahead and pull this out, and we will carefully pull these off of the mat. A good thing to do when you're using paper is to flip your mat over, and then you're going to peel these off very carefully, very, very carefully. And we will just sit that to the side. You have to be extra careful with the tiny bits on the cutouts, just to make sure that nothing rips off. So we've got the dinosaur, the rainbow, the sunshine, and then here is the cat one. How cute are these, you guys? I love them. Such a fun and easy way to make your kid feel special, make your granddaughter or grandson feel special at their lunchtime. I just love this project, and it's so easy to throw together and print out very quickly. What did you guys think about this craft today? I love how it turned out. These are so fun. So easy for you to recreate. There's tons of different options that you can do with all of our cut files on makersgonnalearn.com. So many new font options for you to choose from for sketch fonts. There are so many different ways that you can put these together. I just really love how they turned out. If you like this project, make sure that you like our video and subscribe so you never miss any of our future projects. We would love to see you back again, and until next time, bye.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Makers Gonna Learn YouTube channel. My name is Lauren and I am a craft producer here at Makers Gonna Learn. Today we are going to be bringing you a special hack that I really think a lot of you are going to enjoy. If you know, when you are doing Cricut fonts, a lot of times what we end up getting are the bubble letters. And I love using Cricut pens because they are such a good asset to the Cricut machine, but getting those bubble letters just don't cut it sometimes. So what we're gonna do is we are going to teach you how to fill in those bubble letters so that you get that solid feel that you've been wanting. Today, the materials that we're gonna be using is just a plain piece of cardstock paper, a light grit mat. We are going to be using Cricut pens as well as Crayola markers. As you can see, we have done lots of testing here so that we bring you the best result possible when you are filling in fonts that are not through Cricut Access. If you are using a Makers Gonna Learn font and you put it on the pen setting, this is what you are going to get. It is just an outline. This has been outlined with Cricut pens. This next one is with the lines cut file that we have set to pen setting, and it is just with vertical line. The next one is also with Cricut pens, however, it has both vertical and horizontal lines throughout. And finally, this one was set with vertical and horizontal lines with a Crayola marker. In my opinion, I like this one the best, but we're also gonna do something today in this video to show a Crayola marker with the Cricut pen outline that I think is gonna look great. On this side, we were playing around with script fonts, which you can do script fonts as well. This one is with a Crayola marker. This one is just with a Crayola marker with horizontal lines. This one is with the Cricut pens with both vertical and horizontal line. And then finally, this one, which I think looks the best, is with the Cricut pens with both horizontal and vertical lines with that black outline. Now we're gonna hop over to Design Space and I'm gonna show you exactly how you're going to do this. Today, we are just going to be doing this. This one is just with the Cricut pens with vertical and horizontal lines. And then this one we're gonna be doing with the Crayola marker with vertical and horizontal lines with a Cricut pen outline. And I'm going to show you how you can do all of this in one time on the same piece of paper with the different colors as well. So I'm gonna go over here, grab my text box. The text that I'm using today is Rally from Makers Gonna Learn. And I'm going to add Asher. We are going to then turn this from a basic cut to a pen function. And I'm actually going to duplicate this 4 times. And you will see why here in a few minutes. I'm then going to go to Upload. Once again, this is a Makers Gonna Learn cut file. If you go to the website and search lines under cut files, this will come up. So we are going to add it to our canvas. Now, as you can see, all it is a bunch of teeny tiny lines. We are going to resize this probably, let's see if we can do it to a 7. That will be perfect. So one thing I have discovered is if you are doing this, the smaller the lines can be and the larger the text or image, the better results you are going to get. So we are going to drag this. We're actually going to arrange it and pull it to front. And we'll go ahead and change the color so you can see it a little bit better. I think we grabbed that raspberry first. After you have changed the color, make sure you come down here to weld so you can weld this together. And while we're thinking about it, we're just going to weld each of these individually because it tends to give us a better cut when our text is welded together. Once everything is welded, we're going to pull this down. Then we are going to select both and we are going to hit slice. We are going to pull this out. Go ahead and delete that. There will be some little stragglers that you will delete. And then that is our pen function. This pink is our pen function. So we're going to delete out that basic cut. Now, it looks pretty filled in from there, but I want to zoom in to show you all. You can still see, you will be able to see the horizontal lines up and down when you put it in your, to use your Cricut pens. What we are going to do next, and what I should have done from the beginning, we're going to grab that lines again, add it to canvas, and then we're actually going to duplicate it 3 more times. Or 2 more times so that we have 3 of them. Change this down to 7. And we'll go ahead and change these to 7 as well. Now, if you were smart, what you would do is just size 1 down to 7 and duplicate it 4 times, but sometimes we forget. Now, so we had our vertical lines here, so we want our horizontal lines next. So we're going to take this, we are going to turn it 90 degrees, and then we are going to bring our pen function down. We'll change it to raspberry as well. Bring it to front, put it on top of our lines, select them both, and then slice. Delete out this basic cut function. So now we are going to zoom in so that you can see the difference. Now we have both horizontal and vertical lines. Now we're going to take this, select them both. You are going to go to Align and align them center so that they make the crosshatch pattern. So you have vertical and horizontal lines. Once you have aligned these center, they still can move separately. So you need to make sure that they are both selected. You are not going to weld. The reason you're not going to weld is because there are so many different lines that it is not going to be able to do that. So you are just going to attach this. Once you have attached, you are finished and you can size this however you would like. We're going to size it down just a little bit to make sure that we have enough time, because I will say this, although this is fairly small, with all of these different lines, it will take our Cricut at least 30 minutes to make this. So if you are doing this, make sure you have something else ready to go. In the meantime, while your Cricut is working on this, that is the only downfall of this hack, is it does take quite a bit of time to write this. Okay, we're going to show you one more time just to be on the safe side to make sure you completely understand. So we're going to change our colors here so that we can keep them separate. So we are going to start out. This has already been welded. We are going to send this to front. We are going to bring this in front of our lines. We are going to select them both, and then we are going to click slice. We are then going to take this away, that, and then this is our basic cut function. We're going to take this away as well. We are then going to select this. You can turn it this way, or you can actually rotate here 90 degrees and it will flip it on its side for you. Just so you can see, once you zoom in, those went from vertical to horizontal lines. We are then going to grab this name again. Make sure you arrange send to front. And while we are here, we're going to go ahead and duplicate it one more time, and you'll see why here in a minute. And we're going to change that to back to black. So this green Asher, we're going to bring it here. Make sure that you select both, and you are going to slice. Pull our lines down, delete that out. Pull our little stragglers and delete them. This is our basic cut function, and delete it out. And then we are going to take both of our pen function cuts. We are going to click align and center. Now, remember, once they are aligned center, they are still two separate things, so you need to make sure you attach and not weld. From there, we're going to bring it up here to our black outline. We are going to select them both, and once again, align, center. We need to remember this also needs to be brought center front. It needs to be in front of the black, and then select them both, align, center. And this will give you a really good outline with a Cricut pen, and we will show you when we switch these out how that works. So now we'll just go ahead and make these two. I will delete these other two out. We're going to zoom in so you have a better look and feel for what we are doing. So here you can really see that those vertical and horizontal lines, and see that pattern, and that will really give you a good feel. Once again, this one we are going to use a Cricut pen, so you see what a Cricut pen does. This one we are going to use a Crayola marker for the feel, and a Cricut pen for that clean, crisp black outline. Once we are here, we're going to go to make it. We are going to do on the mat. It did arrange it side by side. Just so you know, you can move things around on the mat. You can move these over. You can arrange them however you would like. If you want to have some time in between your different colors, you can actually hit those three dots, move object, and create a new mat, and move it to a new mat so you know for sure it stops. And the cool thing about that is it kept this one exactly where I placed it, and that one where I placed it as well. You can do that, however, you do not have to. You can, we're gonna move it back here because Cricut will tell you when to change your pens. So we're going to click continue, select our Maker 3. This is just the one we have. A Maker 3 is not required for this. We are going to select cardstock. It does not matter, light cardstock, medium cardstock, whatever, because this is going to be used with the Cricut pen function. So here it will show you which pen to load first. So this is telling me that it's going to start with the green and then move to the raspberry. So we will start with our marker, our Crayola marker. So with the Crayola marker, all you have to do, if you open the clamp, normally with the Cricut pens, you can just leave this clamp shut and push this down in here. With the Crayola markers, you will need to open it and then till it clicks and then close it. From there, we are going to load our mat. Once the Cricut has completed the first color, it will then prompt you to load the next color. So the next is telling us to load the black pen. Here is where we're going to take out our Crayola marker and we are going to add in our Cricut pen. And then hit play. Once again, it is going to tell us to load the next color in. So we're going to go back over to our Cricut, pop this pen out, and then we are going to load the next color we want back in here. And hit play once again. So now that it's done, we are going to unload. So although this only took a few seconds for you guys, in reality, it took about 25 minutes for us, maybe closer to 20, somewhere around in there. So please know that this is not something that is super fast. You need to have something else on hand to do while your Cricut is completing this, because it does take it a few minutes to do. However, as you can see, it did a great job filling these fonts in, and I'm gonna go overhead so you also can really see how well this did. Once again, this one is with the Cricut pen, which is a fine point pen with both the vertical and the horizontal lines. And this one is just with the Crayola marker with that very faint black Cricut pen outline. I still personally really like the Crayola marker for the fill process over the Cricut pen, although they both work great. So what do you think about that hack? I don't know about you, but I know that I'm going to be using it all the time. If you like that hack and you like that cut file, the lines cut file, and the fonts we used, and you're not a Makers Gonna Learn member, make sure you check that link down below to check us out. Thank you all. We'll see you again next time.
Hey everyone, Tanner Bell here, and welcome back to MakersGonnaLearn.com, your ultimate die cutting community teaching you how to master your die cutting machine and give you inspiration and education to do so. In today's video, we are answering one of our Q&A Tuesdays, and this one, my friends, is one that has been lingering for years. I wanted to clarify and bring it to the table today, and that, my friends, is Tanner, how do I write on the inside of a pre-made card? Right here, you've made an amazing card, and then you look at it and you're like, I don't want to have to write on the inside of this card. I have no idea how to do that. If I write in it myself, I'm not too proud of my handwriting. If you're anything like me, I'm definitely not proud of my handwriting. So what I'm going to share with you guys today is exactly how you can let the Cricut do all of the writing on the inside of a pre-made card. I'm gonna go through with you guys a quick and easy process on how to do so. It's gonna be a really amazing hack that I don't think you've seen anywhere else. So in today's video, I am so excited to break this down. And if you all are excited to learn, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So now, my friends, you have this pre-made card, and this is from the Makers Gonna Learn card collection. This came out just a few months ago, where you have 20 really easy print and cut cards that you're gonna be able to create very easily. But when you have a pre-made card and you're like, Tanner, I want to be able to write on the inside of it, how do I do so? Now, the first thing is to determine what the size of your card is. One of my favorite standard card sizes would be this size right here. It's an A2 size card, and it's super easy because all you have to do is take a piece of regular letter size paper and then cut it in half. And that would give you two A2 size card bases. Now, if you've been working with Cricut for a while, you may have a Cricut Joy. That's the same size of the Cricut Joy insert cards. So you can buy a pack of these and you'll have everything you need as well. Or you can take a piece of 8.5 by 11 paper, cut it in half, and have your A2 size card. So when you open it up, you have 8.5 by 5.5. So when you fold it and score it, you have 4.25 by 5.5. And that, my friends, is your A2 size card. But maybe you're working with a larger card, maybe a smaller card. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna put it down on our mat right here. So we're opening it up and we're going to look at it. Now again, the Cricut mats or any of the mats, they don't show you quarters and halves. So you can pull out your measuring tape if you would like, and you can quickly just measure your project really easily because we want to measure twice and cut once. So we have 8.5 by 5.5. Now we know that, and we're going to be able to jump over into Cricut Design Space and start designing exactly how we're going to format this to write right here in our card and make it super easy for us with no stress whatsoever. So my friends, it's super easy to grab your favorite font. Today we're using a Maker's Gonna Learn font called By the Book. You can see it right here at makersgonnalearn.com. If you are one of our members, you'll be able to download this font and plug it right into Cricut Design Space very easily. All you have to do is download it to your computer. And then when you head over to Cricut Design Space, you'll be able to grab a text box from the left-hand corner and then go to Font and click System, and then you'll be able to search By the Book. So then you can see here, By the Book is our font. And what I want to share with you guys is that if you're using any font, then just a few select fonts from Cricut, you are going to see you will not be able to fill it in. So if you're wanting to be able to fill the font in and things like that, our quick suggestion for you would be to switch it from a pen to a print and cut. So right here, you'll be able to do that. And a new hack, my friends, is that you can actually use offset. So you can quickly apply an offset here, and it's going to allow you to really easily have a gray offset, and it's super simple. So then it's going to print it, then cut it, and then you can use your ATG gun and just quickly and easily attach it to your card. So that's one of my new favorite things about offset. But today we are answering the question, how can I let it draw inside of my card? So we quickly wrote out, Mary, praying for you in this season, get well soon, love Tanner. Super easy and super simple for today's project. So what we need to do is remember that number of the size of the card, the 8.5 by 5.5. We are going to take that and create a rectangle. So we're going to grab a shape from the left-hand side. We are going to click square. And now we need to unlock our square. So we're going to choose your width right here, and we're going to type in 8.5. And then we're going to click the height, which is right here, and we're going to do 5.5 and then press enter. So here is our card. Now what we can do is we can lock that back so the size is not needing to be changed anymore. Now you see it is just like a nice gray square, and right now the operation says basic cut. Let's click this right here and let's go down, and you could select either score or pen. I'm going to select pen, and we will see right here that it has selected our color. So now what we see right here is that we have the exact card that we're working with on Cricut Design Space. Now I'm going to take it a step further and go ahead and grab another shape. So I'm going to click shapes, and I'm just going to add a score line right here. And we're going to take this tiny score line just like so. And the best part is we don't even have to center it, my friend, because Cricut can do it for us. How you're going to do that is you're going to select both layers. So there's two ways. First, we can hold down with our mouse and we can drag it up. You can see both layers are going to be selected. Then you're going to let go of the mouse. And now if you will direct your attention to the right side where our layers panel is, this right here shows dark gray, which means this is all selected. So now we are going to go to align, and we are going to put align center. So watch what happens to the score line when we select align center. You can see it quickly and easily aligns our card. So now what you're going to be able to do is grab what you just typed out, and we have pre-attached this. So all of our words are attached together. If you are brand new to the Makers Gonna Learn community, what we love to do is pretty much for every line, we sometimes like to use its own text box. It's a little easier. You can work with each line on kerning and sizing and things like that really easily. So we can size this down. And then what we can do is just drag it. And I like to leave, some more space so we can, go right here. Oops, and go back to undo. And then you can kind of see here, you can move it around. So now I'm using my arrow keys to kind of center this in. We technically cannot center just this without grabbing another shape. So you can definitely eyeball this. So we can zoom in and then move it around here, and you can see that maybe we want to make it just a little bit smaller. I don't like to do it too small due to the fact that we are going to let it draw this. And then once it looks good, my friends, this looks super clean, super simple. I love by the book. It kind of gives it more of a whimsical handwritten look without the struggle of handwriting. And maybe you love to write notes in here. You could leave the name off of it and sign your name. You can still write a little note in here as well. It just feels a lot less pressure when the Cricut can do it. I don't know about you guys. So now that we're happy with this, we can remove the score line, because in today's video, we've already have a pre-made card. We don't need the score line because our card is already scored. We use this as just showing where that line will be on our card. So we're going to take that and delete that layer. Now here, my friend, we need to select our big card. This right here is going to be a different color of pen. The hack here is that we're actually not going to use this pen at all. It's going to just draw around with no pen in the pen slot, and then we are going to put in our black pen. So we'll change this to gray. So right here, this is gray, and then our text right here is black. So see what we did? We changed the color of our overall size of our card. Now again, you are going to want to make sure that this rectangle is the size of your card. So again, be sure to measure your card and find out what size you are working with. After that, you can then follow the same process as grabbing that score line, putting it in place, centering your own text box into the square or rectangle, and getting started with your project. So now we have changed the rectangle color from black to gray, and we have kept our text still black. That's the color we're working with. You just want to make sure that this rectangle is a different color than your text box. Okay? Now that you're good to go, we are going to do that tip again. Hold down, drag, select your entire project. So you can see right here that all of your layers are selected. Then you're going to come down here and you're going to click attach. So this is now attached, and we are going to have two different color pins, and you'll see that we are not going to put our first pin in. It's going to go around the card, and then it'll come back and tell us to change it. So let's go ahead and get started by clicking Make It. See right here, my friends, you have your card formatted super easily right here for you. It's going to be fantastic, and your friend is going to wonder how you were able to easily and quickly align this. They're going to think you spent way more time trying to center this up with your Cricut than you actually did. So we can click continue. It's going to connect to your machine. We are going to set our material. We can just use heavy cardstock, and it's going to let us know that we want to put in our black pen first. So it says load black 0.4 pen and clamp A. So that's what we will do. I'll share with you guys exactly how to use this in clamp A. And then it lets us know that coming up, we would use the other color that we have selected, which is more of our light gray. But again, the hack here is we're not going to need it at all. So all we're going to do is go ahead and load in that black 0.4 pen. So let me share with you how to do it. All right, my friends, so we have our Cricut right here. All we need to do is open clamp A. We're going to take the lid off our pen. And my hack here is that we are going to go ahead and just put the lid right here. So then we can pop it in. Notice this little triangle. You can see it that once we snap it in, you no longer see the triangle. So then we can close clamp A. It's snug in clamp A. And what we can do now is load our mat in. Now, one thing I want to mention is that if you have a really layered card, if you are using a lot of foam dimensionals on a pre-made card, this is not going to work as it's going through the machine. So remember when I was quickly sharing with you guys how to do that print and cut offset? I highly recommend that for you guys to do for those thicker, foam adhesive cards, or you could do this hack before putting the card together. But for a truly pre-made card, you would want to make sure it's not something with a ton of foam adhesive. So now that we're good to go, we can press that flashing Cricut button. All right, my friends, so now that it has went ahead and been able to draw the inside of our card, remember how the outline is a different color? This is letting us know to switch out our pens. Since we are done with our project, we can literally just unload our mat. So now that we don't even need to move forward, all we have to do is unload our mat now. You can press the unload mat, and if it does not unload for you, you may just want to turn your machine off and turn it back on. It will not damage the machine at all. It will just help you not have to even go through it outlining without a pen. Look at this, my friends. It's super easy to be able to line up our drawing fonts and being able to have it draw right inside of this pre-made card. So check this out. So we're gonna pull it off the mat just like so. You have your card now, and then look at this. You're sending love, you open it up, and you have your note right here. You can size it exactly how you want it. You can find that placement that is gonna be perfect for you, and you will see it come together really well. So now you could add a little note by yourself. You could sign it again, write a little PS, something like that, that takes a little bit of the pressure off of you. And then another fun thing that I've seen people do, since this is a limitation from Cricut, is that they actually draw in these letters, and it always looks so adorable. So you could do this on a white card and then draw it in. There's a lot of possibilities to do this, and I know a lot of you guys have been wanting to be able to draw in pre-made cards, so I think you guys are gonna really love this new crafting hack. What did you guys think about learning how to exactly write on the inside of a card? This is so much fun, and guys, this principle is going to work the same for all kinds of projects. Think about how you would engrave a license plate or do any of that. You can measure the project, and then you're going to be able to follow these same principles to know exactly where to position it. It's super fun. It's really simple to do, especially for the inside of your cards. You could do it for scrapbook pages. You could do it for mini albums, anything like that. You're going to be able to kind of rework the system in our favor. So I love this hack. It's so much fun. I know you guys have been asking for it for quite some time, but